Hello guys, got SoG here and we are working on down and stay. So I'm going to start with down and show you what this looks like. This is very similar to the place behavior, except this goes anywhere. And it's really important that we separate the two. Place is a spot for her to settle where she will stay for a long period of time. Mostly beneficial for Bo because she has her fear issues, but still very highly beneficial for SoG because she likes to be in everyone's business. But down is just one, like kind of a temporary, like, hey, I'm just asking you to lay down for a second. So I'm going to go ahead and break this down. Very simple. Come here. Come here. Much more suggestive than place. Come here. Good girl. All right, so first I am luring her, and I'm going to put her in a sit position without telling her. Good. Then I'm just going to drag her attention down. And wait until I get the body position that I like. Good. Now SoG has a really good down where she's a lazy girl. She kind of sprawls out naturally. You are looking for a position where she's really comfortable. If she's kind of in a Sphinx position, that is not good enough. So let me see if I can position this a little better so there's less of a glare. There we go. You can see that a little better. Okay, let's do this again. You free? Good. Good job. All right. And again, gonna put her in a sit without saying it. And drag her attention down with a lure. Yes, good, good. Now notice that I am not calling this down yet. I am gonna do so in just a moment, but we do wanna remind you that you don't wanna name something prematurely until you actually like it. So really, if you name it too soon, you might get the world's worst down, unreliable. So make sure that when you do decide to name a cue, that it's one that you've been getting consistently for about like an 80 to 90 success rate. Then you want to name it. Okay, you free? Just like sit, you're going to want to free her so that she knows that she is allowed to get up or she's done performing the task. You free? Good. And this time I am going to name it. Good job. The reason we put them in sit first is because, you know, it's winning is half the battle there. You already got half the body down. Less work for you. I'm going to drag that attention down. Now notice that I'm really shaping this lure this time. That's because eventually I'm going to do this without a lure, and this is just going to become the hand signal for down. Good girl. Good job. Good. And do that one more time without a lure in my hand. You free? Good. So this time no lure, but I am still going to be very exaggerate in what I'm doing. Good girl. Good. Good girl, SoG. And this time I'm going to add the word down. Down. So a little bit more difficult now because I do not have a lure this time. So if you get this moment, that means you just need to go back to the previous step, use a lure. There is nothing wrong with that. Down. And she's just means she's not quite ready to do this without a lure. She needs to do it a few more times before I try it without a lure. So she still needs to make the connection that this hand signal is going to mean down. Good girl, you're free. You're free, you're free. Now, eventually you will not have to do this crouch down, but for the time being and for learning purposes, we are giving her as much assistance as possible so that she can succeed. Good. Down. Very good girl. Good. And I'm clicking the moment that I'm seeing a good, nice hip roll, nice relaxed down position. Good girl. You're free. Good girl. Good. All right, and let's try this again without a lure. Good. And down. See if you can do it. Come on. You can do it, yeah. Come on. Go down. See her cogs turning. She's thinking. Good. So that was really hard for her. So because that was difficult, I'm going to go ahead and give her a jackpot tree. Good girl. Good. 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 And try that one more time with no lure, and then go ahead and move on to stay. You free? You're free, you lazy girl. You're free. So today she is resisting her release word, which is free, because last time we saw her, we did place, and she realized that staying in a down position was mostly beneficial for her. So now she's like, why would I get up? There's nothing wrong with that, but if you are using a release word, make sure that you're really prompting them out of leaving that position so they understand what free means. You're free. Good to go, girl. Good. Good. Cheater. Cheater. Let's see if we can get her to look this way. Good. No lure this time. Down. I am making it look like I have something in my hands, but I do not. You can do it. Go down. You can do it. Come on. She goes down. Down. Good girl. Good job. Good job. All right, guys, that is what down looks like. Practice it that way, and eventually you will be able to do this standing up. And of course, we will break down those steps when we cross that road. But that is the intro to down with the hand signal luring her down. And again, the word is down. It's very important that if you're asking her to go down in a laying down position, but that if she's jumping on people, that is a different cue. That would be off. If you're saying down to get off of people, it's a little bit confusing. So make sure that you're saying down for her to lay down. And if she's jumping on people, we're training her to not jump on people, say off. All right, so now we're going to move on to stay. Okay, so very important, stay is a fixed position. So very important that whatever position you ask her to be in, you're asking her to stay there. For now, I am doing sit. She's already jumping into it. She did very well with this. And really important that if you're focusing on stay, that you work on the time first. A lot of people will jump the gun and start walking away, and the dog's not ready for that because they don't actually know what the word stay means. Good girl. So stay is a fixed position. You're just asking her to stay there for a period of time. When you feel like you're getting a nice period of time, then you may introduce a few distractions, but not anything too crazy. So like, don't expect to say stay and a bird fly by and her just be able to do it. Remember that we do everything very incrementally. Good girl. Good job. Good job. So what I'm going to do is slide this toy that's right here in camera's view. And mostly, the most important thing about stay is that you do release her. If you never release the dog, if you don't get in the habit of saying free, she is going to release herself and you're not going to have a very reliable stay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and show you what everything looks like. Free? Good. Now, I'm going to ask her to go into sit. Sit. And I'm going to flash her the hand signal for stay and go ahead and vocalize stay. Reason being is that I'm not actually asking her to change anything about herself. I'm just telling her to stay put. Good. Good job. She held that for about 5 seconds. SoG, leave it. Good. SoG, stay. Good girl. Good job. I'm going to go ahead and release her and go ahead and raise the criteria and make this a little harder. You're free. You're free. Good. Again, very important that you do release her from the stay. Otherwise, it will be unreliable or she'll just learn to hate it. And like, why would she ever listen to that? You never let her get up. Sit. Stay. So as I'm dealing with distractions, I'm not going to make this too overbearing. Good. So I wouldn't just pick that toy up and toss it across the room. I'm probably not going to win. Leave it. Good. Other thing I'm doing here is I am using leave it with stay. I've mentioned this before, and the last time we saw you, we were working a few cues together. They do work together, but you need to make sure that you're not using them or saying them too much. Otherwise, you're just going to confuse her. But she looked back at Bo. That was really difficult. I told her to leave it. SoG, leave it. Good. Good job. Good. SoG, stay. Good girl. Good job. Good job. Good job. That was a really, really hard stay. When I tossed it over there, she kind of flinched a little bit, so I made sure to give her a jackpot treat to reward her for staying put. You're free. You're free. You're free. I'm going to go ahead and reset. The reason I'm putting her on the carpet, it just makes it simpler for her. But you can do this on a hard floor, but you may find that, she may not want to stay there for very long. Come here. Let's go. Good job. All right, let's do it again. So a hard floor this time. SoG, stay. Now the most difficult part is actually walking away from the dog or, going around. You leave it. You leave it. Good. Good. That was a really good leave it. Good. Good. Her sister just barked and she just left alone. That's really good. SoG, stay. No, ma'am. So if she does get up, I'm going to immediately step into her space and make sure that she sits back down, that she can't just release herself. Typically I would do this on leash, but I don't necessarily need it right now. Stay. The reason why distance is most distracting is because there is already an element of distraction going on. Her sister is barking, so if I'm stepping away from her, it's just kind of like the finish line there. There's always going to be distractions. Stay. And my distance is literally going to be 1 step back, or 1 step to the side, and then 1 step back to her. Good. You'll notice that I am not releasing her from a distance. I am releasing when I am right in front of her. I don't want her to think that releasing her from a distance is, then she'll just get up at any point. I want her to know that she's released when I tell her to be. Sit right down. Do it again. I know. I know. you're like, this is boring. I know. Okay, stay. Good girl. Good job. All right, you're free. All right, a few important things about stay. It's great for impulse control, just teaching dogs to, hold themselves together. SoG is got a lot of, or she has a lot of love to give. So stay will be really good for kind of containing some of that love or making her wait just a second before she greets people. This is great for bringing in groceries, or if you need to do something with Bo, that doesn't involve SoG, that's another way to get her to just kind of stand off. So practice this. As usual, text us if you have any questions, but she is doing fantastic. See ya.